Good morning, classmates, faculty, friends, and family. It is important on a day like today, a time of joy, commemoration, and celebration, to take a moment to reflect on who we are, where we have come from, and how we have come to be on this land. The purpose of a land acknowledgement is to pay respect and offer gratitude to the original Indigenous inhabitants of this land. In doing so, we recognize that institutions such as our own would not exist were it not for the loss of traditional homelands of Indigenous peoples. The land on which the University of Toronto operates has been for thousands of years the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. I'm recording this acknowledgement today from India, which is the country my family originally immigrated from. As an immigrant, for many years, I mistakenly considered myself excluded from discussions about the injustices facing Indigenous communities, as I am neither a descendant of the original colonizers of Canada, nor an Indigenous person myself. However, I've come to realize that colonialism is very much a current, ongoing process in which I, as a settler, am participating. Further, the institutions that we are part of, including the healthcare system, have actively contributed to the ongoing injustices facing Indigenous communities. As we are inaugurated into the medical profession today, I hope we can all reflect on our role in actively promoting justice, from incorporating anti-oppressive principles into day-to-day clinical practice, to using our platforms to amplify the voices and activism of Indigenous communities, such as the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action. As we are conferred our MDs today, we are committing to a lifetime of continuous learning. This includes learning from and listening to Indigenous communities. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marcus Law, the Associate Dean of the MD program at Temerty Medicine. Welcome to our pre-convocation ceremony. There's no surprise that we have many talented students graduating from our program year after year. You have just heard a great performance composed by one of our current graduates, Yuan Chen, specifically for this occasion, dedicated to the graduating class as well as the memory of Mohammad Asadi-Lari, another student of our 2T2 class. I want to express my gratitude to Yuan and his 14-piece brass band. Thank you. I would like to thank all of you for joining us today and taking the time to celebrate with our graduates and their friends and families. I'm tremendously grateful to our Director of Enrollment Services and Faculty Registrar, Hannah Lee, and her team, who have been responsible for supporting our students and organizing the convocation events. It takes a village to train and support our medical students, and I would like to thank all of our faculty and staff for their tireless efforts in preparing our students to be valuable members of the healthcare system. I would also like to take a moment to recognize 4 very special members of our MD program. First is Wendy Leslie, our operations manager at the Mississauga campus, who will be retiring this month after 11 years of service and dedication to the Mississauga Academy of Medicine and to the university. Second is Dr. Molly Circle, who was our beloved Fitzgerald Academy Director for 11 years. She continues her contribution to the MD program as the Acting Director of Career Advising. Third is Dr. Stacy Bernstein, who led our amazing clerkship team to iteratively improve our clerkship experience for 10 years. Fourth is Dr. Gina Piliotis. She was our Petersburg Academy Director and an inspiring leader who's now the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Medical Education at Queen's. Huge thanks to all of them for the sustained leadership in the MD program and contributions to our students' training. Who will forget March 2020, when COVID hit us and drastically changed every part of our lives, including medical education? While the experience has been tremendously difficult, the pandemic made our students learn in an environment of ambiguity and uncertainty, which has prepared them well for that which comes in practice. We are still living in uncertainty, yet we are transitioning to a new phase of the pandemic, just as our students transition to a new stage of professional life. Uncertainty can be mitigated by grounding in the familiar, important relationships, pursuits outside medicine, and authentic and supportive peer relationships. The pandemic also taught us not to take things for granted. It is important to live with intention and to have fun while still being serious about our careers. One of the things we learn from our patients is life is short, and we don't get to know in advance how short or long it will be. My mentor, who has been a family doctor for over 40 years, once told me to treasure all the patient stories we accumulated during our professional lives. I remember my patient stories, their struggles, their disappointments, their joy, and their despair. Their faces are frozen in time vividly in my memory. When you really listen and take in a story, you learn, and you also have the gift of examining your own life with the knowledge that we are mortal and at the same time that people can still find meaning in adversity. Sometimes people are afraid to listen because of what it evokes in us. I would encourage our students to look at it as a golden opportunity and one of the privileges of our profession. To our graduating class, I know you're well prepared for what comes next. Over the past few years, you have risen to the challenges, developed new coping mechanisms, and learned a lot about yourselves. As you know, learning does not stop here. How you integrate your experience of success, failure, loss, and struggle into how you approach the future is up to you. You are about to leap forward to a new adventure as a resident, new challenges that make you doubt yourself, new responsibilities that will make you excited but anxious, new friendships that you will treasure forever, and a new understanding of who you are. Please do not forget the kindness and support you received during the last 4 years. It is soon time for you to give back and support the next generation of medical students. Trust me, it is something that comes with its own rewards. Congratulations on successfully completing the MD program. From now on, the trajectories of your lives will be like nothing you have ever experienced before. Enjoy and treasure the patient stories you are going to remember for the rest of your lives. I wish you all the best on this next phase of your journey.
Hello. Thank you, Marcus, for your introduction and your outstanding leadership of the MD program. I'm delighted to join the celebration of the MD class of 2022. While today we meet online, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person tomorrow at Convocation Hall as we bestow your well-deserved degrees upon you. It will be an opportunity for you to reunite with classmates, celebrate with friends and family, and see the faculty and staff who have helped guide you throughout your studies in the U of T's MD program. But tomorrow is not the end of your journey you are on. You're on a lifelong pursuit of knowledge and being of service to others. However, it is an occasion to reflect on how far you've come, how much you've accomplished, and thank the many people, family and friends, chief among them, who have helped you reach this milestone. I grew up in Saskatchewan. My father is a family physician. I saw the impact he had on the lives of his patients, but also on our community. I learned how many different specialties contribute to building a robust healthcare system, often at our family's dinner table, where my father would host colleagues, including those training in Canada and also from around the world. This helped forge my early notions of the medical profession, collegiality, professionalism, and of course the need for diversity in medicine and all health professional fields. As I undertook my own journey as a doctor, I had many opportunities to expand on these early lessons, informed by classmates, colleagues, faculty members, and mentors. But it was from listening to my patients and understanding their needs that I came to learn the most. Each of us was inspired to go into the medical profession for a different reason. But over the last 4 years, I hope we've helped you come to truly understand that reason and see how you can realize your ambitions and form your own professional identity. You're entering into a medical profession fundamentally challenged and changed by the COVID-19 pandemic. There's been considerable stress on our healthcare system and those who work within it. However, I believe this also creates new opportunities to reimagine what healthcare delivery can and should look like. And we are handing you a pen to help write the next chapter. We are counting on your creativity, thoughtfulness, and leadership to help guide us through what I'm sure will be a transformational period in the practice of medicine. COVID-19 may have made some of the needs for change more urgent, and I believe the tools available to us today and those that will be invented tomorrow will make change possible. Technology provides us with the new opportunities to identify treatments and improve health outcomes. We can use artificial intelligence to better predict the health needs of our patients. Through the use of apps and telemedicine, we can meet patients where they are and when they need support. But despite its power and potential, technology cannot replace physicians. The bond between a physician and their patient is an essential part of medicine. It's built on trust and recognizing the humanity between patient and doctor alike. This is why we must ensure more equitable care is provided to everyone so that everyone has an opportunity to reach their fullest health potential. That means recognizing the specific needs of our patients, their circumstances, and the structural and institutional biases that might stand between them and the care that they require and deserve. It means being culturally competent, socially aware, and attuned to the experiences of marginalized communities. It also means recognizing how everyone does not share the privilege that you might enjoy. Being a physician is demanding. As much as you want to be responsive to the needs of your patients and your community, you must also recognize your limits. Over the past 4 years, your training has, I trust, prepared you for many possibilities, but it hasn't made you a superhero. None of us are. You have to be well to support the wellness of others. So be mindful of your own needs too. 4 years ago, at your stethoscope ceremony, I offered 3 pieces of advice. First, know yourself and how you can best contribute. Second, be professional because trust governs all of our relationships with our colleagues, with our superiors, and most importantly, with our patients. Third, be kind because everyone you meet is fighting a very hard battle. Now today, let me leave you with one last piece of advice. Remember to have fun. Medicine is an extremely serious profession, and yes, we're often confronted literally by life and death decisions. But that doesn't mean the profession has to be devoid of joy. There's a quote attributed to Albert Einstein. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Never have we needed more creativity in building and maintaining our healthcare system. So have fun using your intelligence to build a stronger tomorrow. I offer my heartfelt congratulations to the MD class of 2022. And I want to thank all of the family and friends, as well as faculty and staff who have helped you get here today. Thank you.
In a moment, we will ask you to recite the MD graduation oath. You will find it printed in the order of ceremony or emailed to you for our virtual ceremony. For centuries, physicians have practiced in accordance with the principles first formally enunciated by Hippocrates. Oaths have changed in modern times, but the core message remains. Throughout your career, please remember this day and keep the tenets of this oath close to mind. From time to time, take a few moments to reflect on its values. Our 2T2 students, please stand now and recite the MD graduation oath. I solemnly vow that I will lead my life and practice medicine with integrity and honor.
I will humbly serve my patients and community.
I will honor the profession of medicine and its members, just as I have learned from those who preceded me. So will I instruct those who follow me in the arts and science of medicine.
I will recognize the limits of my knowledge and pursue lifelong learning.
I will contribute to the discovery of knowledge and improvement of the quality of health care.
I will collaborate with other health professions for the prevention of illness and the care and comfort of the sick.
I will provide care to those in need without discrimination.
I will hold the health of my patients as my first consideration, above my own interests, and advocate for their well-being.
I will respect the privacy and confidence of my patients.
I will avoid wrongdoing and corruption, and supported by my colleagues, seek always to do what is right.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Welcome faculty, staff, family, friends, and the esteemed class of 2022 to the University of Toronto Temerty Faculty of Medicine's pre-convocation ceremony. It has been our privilege to serve as your class co-presidents for the past 4 years and to now address our class one final time. We'd like to thank the University of Toronto faculty members, the registrar, our dean and vice dean, the outstanding class of 2022, our families and friends who supported us all in getting to where we are now, and to everyone joining us to celebrate the accomplishments of today. We are proud to be part of one of the most diverse classes in U of T history. Comprised of almost 60% women, LGBTQ2S+ identifying individuals, immigrants, and students with Indigenous backgrounds. Importantly, we are proud to be the first graduating cohort of the Black Student Application Program, or BSAP, an initiative designed to support students that self-identify as Black and serves to limit the degree of explicit and implicit bias in the application process through the support of members of the Black community. We know that marginalized communities often receive worse healthcare than others, and we are proud of the initiatives, leadership, and advocacy of our classmates in striving towards health equity and changing the health outcomes of populations of the future. We are confident that the graduates of today will be the change makers of tomorrow and honored to stand amongst these students as our future colleagues.
Each and every one of us contributes to the fabric of what makes our class so unique and incredible and makes U of T one of the best medical schools in the world. We have been adaptable in the face of unprecedented uncertainty when COVID-19 came crashing down on our educational plans and the world as we knew it 2 years ago. In the trials that we have faced, we have all demonstrated resilience, dedication, compassion, and professionalism, a testament to the next generation of medicine and the physicians of the future. It has been a long and rewarding 4 years of medical school, where we have made some of our closest friends and built a strong community here at U of T. As we graduate and move forward into the next step of our training, many of us will be spread out across the country and even in new countries entirely. Despite that, the community we have built with each other will span any distance. We would not be where we are today without the support of our community, and that support will continue to elevate us to be the best physicians we can be. Good luck in the future as you continue to build your own community wherever life takes you. The opportunity to practice medicine is a privilege that we all are so fortunate to have, and we are confident that you will all make the most of it. We look forward to witnessing the impact that each and every one of you make in the years to come. Congratulations, class of 2022. We made it.
It is our pleasure to introduce our pre-convocation guest speaker, Dr. Andrew Boozary. Dr. Boozary is a primary care physician, policy practitioner, researcher, and founding executive director of the Gattuso Center for Social Medicine at the University Health Network. He completed his medical training at the University of Toronto and health policy training at Princeton University and Harvard University. His work at the intersection of health policy, social justice, and equitable healthcare delivery aims to improve health outcomes for marginalized populations. During the pandemic, Dr. Boozary served as co-lead of the Ontario Health Toronto Region COVID-19 homelessness response and holds the Dalla Lana Professorship in Policy Innovation at the University of Toronto. He is also the founding editor-in-chief of the Harvard Public Health Review and served in senior advisory roles for policymakers at various levels of government, both nationally and abroad, on public policy issues ranging from primary care reform to the implementation of pharmacare.
Dr. Boozary has published in high-impact academic journals, and his writing and analysis appear in print and broadcast media. He's the youngest physician recipient of the Louis Lemieux Charles Health System Leadership Award and was recognized in Toronto Life's Most Influential List and the Toronto Star's Vaccine Heroes for his advocacy and frontline service for vaccine access in structurally disadvantaged communities. We are extremely excited to now introduce Dr. Boozary.
Congratulations, class of 2022. What an amazing and exciting time. You finally made it. And I know that none of you have made it here on your own. So although we're not able to celebrate you in person, I do hope you're at home able to celebrate with your family and friends and communities that have been able to push you and help you along the way of this journey. And what a journey it has been. Almost half your medical career has already been in the middle of a global pandemic. And as today is a day of great celebration, I hope it's one where we can renew our commitment to the challenges ahead, because you are unique in that you are graduating at a time of where there will be unique challenges, in the sense that we are seeing wider divides, growing inequality. And what I hope to argue today is that we are in a moment of time that is going to need your hope in humanity and medicine more than ever. And so I'm hoping today to try to paint a picture or draw the arc of where we've been as medicine, understanding what keeps populations healthy, it keeps our patients healthy, what we've learned over the last 2 years in the pandemic, and why I'm so hopeful that it's actually your class and your generation that will continue to do the work and push and fight and bend the arc towards a more just and humane health system. So it was only 200 years ago when a young physician named René Vermeer, who was working as a surgeon downtown Paris, started to see a trend. There was an alarming pattern as to who was able to live or die in Paris solely based on postal code. As he was able to collect the data and observe these trends, it became clear that people who were living in low-income neighborhoods were only living half as long as those living in more affluent neighborhoods in Paris. And as René Vermeer started to write up these findings and publish them in a medical journal, this is one of our first depictions of what we call the social determinants of health, a pretty esoteric term or academic term for something that seems so innate and visceral, and something that we can even understand as children in terms of what keeps us healthy, what allows us to grow. And as I reflect on my own journey, in terms of being born at 35 Rose Avenue, in St. Jamestown, a vibrant community, but one with people from all over the world who had to overcome hardships and had huge will and strength and resilience, it became clear that when I was looking out across the balcony or across the street, that there was into leafy Rosedale that almost looked like I was looking into Narnia. And I know that I've just dated myself in the fact of many of you not knowing what Narnia is, but it just seemed like a mystical place, and that the air that people were breathing just across the road seemed different, and the opportunities did not seem to make their way back to where we were in St. Jamestown. And if you fast forward to where we've been over the last 2 years, is exactly these social determinants of health, or these structural barriers and chronic neglect that were really the pre-existing conditions for who got COVID, who lived and died. And I think one of the things that we have had to see in terms of the maps and postal codes is that, we could no longer hide this anymore about the systemic inequities in our health system and our social systems. And that postal codes are really just proxy for structural discrimination and systemic racism, where we saw throughout wave after wave a 2 to 3 to 4-fold difference in terms of the COVID impact on Black, Brown, Indigenous, and refugee newcomer communities. And that this wasn't any failure on the individual part or the community part, but this was about chronic deprivation and these structural barriers that were not allowing people to either stay home or go seek access at a hospital or primary care clinic. And it's something that we've started to see in terms of all of the heroism of communities showing that strength and resilience to step up, to work with hospitals and the healthcare system as to how we were going to get through the last 2 years. It was also an amazing time in the sense that as a medical school class, I think you've had the most unique education in this crash course of social determinants of health, but you've also all risen up in ways that none of us going through medical education were ever tested and challenged in such a way. And I can remember seeing the initiatives from your classmates stepping up, whether it was about getting people access to personal protective equipment or ensuring that more people were getting access to COVID testing, or being able to meet many of you in terms of volunteering at vaccine clinics in communities and wanting to find various ways to ensure that people were not only getting access to the COVID vaccine or COVID tests, but they were actually getting the sort of care and support that they need given all of the isolation and all of the distancing that took place throughout the pandemic. And again, I think when we look at just the real unique challenges that come with your class, I really want to focus on the fact that you come and you graduate with an incredible opportunity. Not only have you seen the health inequities in such a way that no other class has, you're also going to be seeing new technologies and advances in a pace that we've never seen before, and new diagnostics and therapeutics, machine learning and algorithms and artificial intelligence that are going to drastically change the way we practice medicine. But I hope we can also see that the human connection is going to have to be paramount. It'll have to be central in the way that we deliver care. Because as much as we saw the miracle of the COVID-19 vaccine as a scientific advance with credit and kudos to researchers and scientists, many of them here at the University of Toronto, what we all knew when we were trying to deliver the vaccine is that the vaccine uptake was only going to happen at the speed of trust. And this is I hope I could share a story as to something that really drove this home for me. When we were setting up one of the first vaccine clinics for people who were surviving homelessness, of either having to be outside or in shelters, because we as a society have failed on housing as a human right, and would argue that that same failure extends to providing universal health care. We were able to set up a tent outside one of the shelters in the frigid weather and trying to ensure that people were getting priority access early on. And so we were able to see a lineup of folks who came out to want to protect themselves and their friends and loved ones. And I saw a 50-year-old man who was sort of walking around skeptically, trying to best understand what was going on, but wasn't willing to jump in the line just yet. And so as I approached him to know that there was no pressure and that if he wanted to speak with anyone from peer workers to health workers and nurses or doctors, of any questions he might have, he said, I've already done all my research. And he was able to list off all of the manufacturing changes, side effects, differences, and all of the science and publications that have been out there. And as I was able to say, to invite him in, he then stepped up to say, I'm going to get the vaccine. I've made up my mind. But where is all this? Where are you going to be tomorrow? Because I've been homeless for 8 to 10 years. And me and my friends have had to live outside throughout this. We've had to sleep rough in a variety of settings, sometimes in public transportation. And now we see all this attention. And you as a health system are here, but where are you going to be tomorrow when all this is over? And that's a question that continues to stick with me. And I hope it's one that follows you on your journey as you advance in your careers. You ask the question of who will you be sitting with? Who will you be standing side by side with in terms of the people who have been abandoned by our healthcare system? And that sort of human connection is going to be far more powerful than any algorithm or artificial intelligence that'll change some of the guidelines in practice. It'll be about ensuring that you can preserve that humanity and rebuild trust with communities that have been marginalized and shut out of many of the advances that we've already had in medicine. And part of this, I believe, is that we've come to accept and codify ways to put limitations on our humanity. If you think about our medical language, the fact that for many times, how many times we've had to write notes about quote unquote loss to follow-up for people just like this man who may have not come to a follow-up primary care visit, not been able to follow up at the hospital. Again, not because of any shortcoming or failures, but because of the systemic discrimination and the barriers imposed on someone who has had to already survive amidst it all. And so I really push and challenge us to look past the medical language that we use to codify the limitations on the things that we can actually achieve as a health system, that we can actually achieve as teams. And I think again about other terms we've all used or seen in our medical training about frequent flyers in the emergency department, when really we have to push back, I believe, and upend some of this terminology to think about how we are underserving patients as both health and social systems. And no one would want to be in an emergency department if they didn't have to be. And no one would want to be in a hospital to get warmth or a place to stay or sleep if they didn't have to be. And so with these impossible choices, I hope that we can start to see some real system changes. And it's the same thing that I have some concern for many of you. Again, graduating at this unique time, I think there is amazing opportunity. But I also know that for many of you, for all of you, you've gone through incredible loss, grief, challenges and changes that, again, none of our classes have been tested in such a way. And that we refrain from using the term burnout and accept the fact that you've been subject to an incredible amount of moral injury and moral distress already. And that as we've had the solidarity with your classmates, different health workers to check in throughout the pandemic, that I hope and I urge that you continue this work in terms of standing up for your nursing colleagues and different healthcare workers to ensure that we build better systems, both for the patients who have been shut out and delivering higher quality of care for everyone, but also ensuring that we're protecting the people who are practicing in these systems and watching it fail the same people time and time again. So I'd also like to share a quote that continues to drive some of the thinking that we think about when it comes to systems and removing and shifting the onus from people, individuals, or practitioners. And it's a quote from Malik El-Shabazz. Hence, I have no mercy or compassion in me for a system that will crush people and then penalize them for not being able to stand up under its weight. As you move along in your journey, you move along in your careers on this day of great success, there will be many people in the public who will be pushing you to revert back to normal. I urge you not to. There will be people who will tell you that none of this hardship that you've seen is actually in your lane, whether it's about police brutality, gun violence, truth and reconciliation with Indigenous peoples that deserve action, systemic racism, and the chronic neglect of our elders and seniors in long-term care. This is squarely in the physician's lane. And that I would argue we need to see physicians push back against these punitive policies that have tried to crush too many of our communities and too many of our patients. And this is something that I hope that I urge that you continue to push and strive towards as you move forward in your careers. I urge you to channel the sense of injustice that you felt on any of those issues that have taken place over the last 2 years. So I'm so honored to be able to be part of your commencement and your convocation. And I am so hopeful that you will be the class that will continue to push us past these boundaries and barriers for us to build that more just and humane health system. I wish you nothing but health and happiness and purpose in your path ahead. Thank you so much for having me at your convocation.
Before we move on to the next item on our program, I'd like to invite a very special guest to say a few words. It is my pleasure to welcome Jim Temerty, whose family has so generously and transformationally supported our faculty. Welcome, Jim, and thank you for joining us today.
Good day, everyone. I am very pleased and honored to have this opportunity to join you for today's celebration. On behalf of my family, I would like to take a moment to extend our sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class on this occasion. All across the country at this time of year, medical students are celebrating their graduation, just as you are. But you are not just any medical student. You're about to become alumni of the University of Toronto and the best medical school in Canada, ranked in the top 5 in the world. I am so very proud to have my family's name associated with this university, this medical faculty, and graduates such as you. You are following in the footsteps of some of the most distinguished health leaders and innovators of the past century. And I'm very optimistic about the future of health and healthcare in Canada, with graduates such as yourselves entering the field of medicine. I know these last couple of years have been difficult. You've been through some trying circumstances, but we're impressed with your resilience and leadership through this period. Congratulations again to you, to your family, to your friends who have supported you along this journey. And finally, I'd like to wish you every success as you embark on this next chapter of your life. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Dr. Etisham Niazi, the Vice Chair of Education at the Department of Anesthesiology and Pain Medicine. I am delighted to announce the Dr. Evelyn Bateman Award for the highest standard of academic performance in anesthesia to Siraj K. Zahir.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Jackie James, Professor of Medicine and Departmental Division Director for Endocrinology. I'm also a very proud graduate of the class of 1987. It's my honor to present to you the Division of Endocrinology and Metabolism Achievement Award for exceptional ability and demonstrated interest in endocrinology to Yanu Jayakumar.
I am Dr. Reg Perkin, the founding and inaugural chair of the Department of Family and Community Medicine in 1969. This named award is in honor of the 50th anniversary of the Department of Family and Community Medicine for intent to specialize in family medicine and for significant contribution to volunteering, community activism, arts, music, or sport. This year's winner is Nikisha Kare. Congratulations, Nikisha.
Hello, this is Danielle Martin, family physician at Women's College Hospital and chair of the Department of Family and Community Medicine. I'm thrilled to congratulate the following award winners. The Dr. Ann Beatty Award, awarded to the student who best demonstrates the personal and professional qualities of Dr. Beatty and who is undertaking a residency in family and community medicine. Mernali Dengre. The Dr. Saul Kapp Scholarship for special interest and achievement in family medicine. Michelle Ray Shuan Yu. The Sophie Harnick Memorial Prize for greatest human understanding and responsibility for the welfare of patients. Deepanshu Sharma. The Dr. N. Levine Award in Family and Community Medicine for keen interest and outstanding performance in family and community medicine. Anisha Akhtur. The Gaynor Dawn Thompson Morrow Memorial Scholarship for interest and proficiency in family medicine during the clerkship. Jyoti Rana. The Dr. Betty Stewart Sisam Award for greatest human understanding and care for the welfare and health of patients. Braden Francis. The Pat and Doug Robertson Toronto Eglinton Rotary Award for Family Medicine for pursuing a family medicine residency and having a strong commitment to generalist practice in a community setting. Maria Leis. The Dr. George K. Balkos Memorial Award for Excellence in Family Medicine for excellence and undertaking a residency in family medicine. Lauren Beck. The Ellen Hamilton and Ivan Strensky Award for demonstrated interest and pursuing residency in family and community medicine at a Canadian institution. Khadija Abdallah. The Bernard Fogel Award for Students in Family and Community Medicine for demonstrated interest in family and community medicine. Gil Katzevman.
Hello, my name is Richard Ehrlich. I am the son of the late Dr. Barry Ehrlich. I'm pleased to announce that this year the Dr. Barry Ehrlich Memorial Scholarship for strong interest in family medicine and demonstrated interest and commitment to patient care and learning goes to Taylor Mackenzie Jordan. Congratulations, Taylor.
My name is Dr. Nadia Incardona. I'm the faculty lead for ethics and professionalism. I'm here today to present the George K. Balkos Memorial Scholarship for Excellence in Bioethics. It is based on academic performance throughout medical school with a particular emphasis on bioethics. And the recipient of this year's award is Liam McCoy. Congratulations, Liam.
My name is Professor Avram Gottlieb. I am pleased to present this award in honor of my dearly departed parents, the Harry and Roberta Gottlieb Scholarship to Nicholas Light for excellence in the study of laboratory medicine and pathobiology.
My name is Jillian Hawker, and I have the great pleasure of being the chair of the Department of Medicine, and now I'm going to give the Internal Medicine Awards. The Joseph Aitken 3T3 Award in Medicine is for excellence in the field of cardiology, and it goes to Unabhav Garg. The Dr. Fred Douglas Memorial Award for Excellence in Respiratory Diseases, Courtney Hardy. The Dr. Henry and Helen Goldenberg Hematology Award for high academic standing, demonstrated interest in hematology, and for pursuing a career in internal medicine, Ben Wong. The Dr. Mitchell Cohen Scholarship for overall honor standing and high standing in medicine, Masa Ramani Rad. The Dr. Murray Shafran Scholarship for high standing in internal medicine with an interest in respiratory disease, Adam Caulfield. The Dr. K.J.R. Whiteman Award for Internal Medicine for high standing in internal medicine, Nahama Lipton. the Dr. Anita Rachlis Award for sound academic standing and for pursuing a residency in internal medicine at a Canadian institution, Joel George.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Imran Rasool. 26 years ago, I graduated from the University of Toronto School of Medicine. This was followed by 7 years of postgraduate training in internal medicine and gastroenterology at the University of Toronto. My wife, Dr. Deepa Kumar, who is also a graduate of the University of Toronto, has established the following academic award on my behalf. The Dr. Imran Rasool Award in Gastroenterology and Internal Medicine is given for academic excellence in pursuing an internal medicine residency with an interest in gastroenterology. The recipient of this year's award is Kiran Sharma. Congratulations, Kiran. I wish you a very successful and fulfilling career as a physician.
Hello, my name is Vikram Ravindran. I'm an alumnus of the University of Toronto. The T. Gopal Krishna and T. Nagabhushanam Award was established in memory of my grandparents. On behalf of my mother, Dr. Girija Ravindran, I'm presenting this award to a graduating medical student with a special interest in neurology and neurological topics in research and clinical services. This year's recipient of the T. Gopal Krishna and T. Nagabhushanam Award is Paula Goss.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mohammad Afshar, and I'm here to talk about the man behind this award, my brother, Dr. Mehta Afshar, who we tragically lost to cancer a few months ago. Certainly, losing a young family member at the peak of his life has been devastating, but being able to continue his legacy and honor his memory through this award has been a bright spot for my family. My brother Mehta, aside from being very smart, was kind, joyful, and full of passion for life, and was always willing to help those around him. He traveled the world extensively, volunteered in third world countries, and loved taking in different cultures and experiences. He was truly a well-rounded person and made a positive impact wherever he went. I often say his life was not measured in years, it was measured in love, friendships, and accomplishment. Mehta graduated with a bachelor's degree before attending George Washington Medical School. After completing his medical school, he attended McGill University for internal medicine before finally doing the cardiology program at University of Toronto and Sunnybrook Hospital, which he completed in 2021. On behalf of Dr. Mehta Afshar and my family, I'd like to congratulate the recipient of this award and hope they honor his memory by being kind and embracing all that life has to offer.
The recipient is Reza Fakrahi.
My name is Dr. John Kingdom, and I am the Chair of Obstetrics and Gynecology here at the University of Toronto. It is my great pleasure to present the Convocation Awards in Obstetrics and Gynecology for 2022. The Dr. Jacob Goldstein Scholarship in Obstetrics and Gynecology, awarded to a student with the greatest proficiency in obstetrics and gynecology, is given to Cara Elliott. The Henry Memorial Scholarship, awarded to the student with high standing in obstetrics and gynecology and great character, is awarded to Brianne Yarentin. The Dr. Sidney M. and Rosalind Tobin Compassionate Scholarship in Obstetrics and Gynecology for demonstrated academic excellence and compassion for obstetrics and gynecology is awarded to Zi Yang Dong. The Dr. Samuel and Evelyn Liebrack Award in Obstetrics and Gynecology for high academic standing in obstetrics and gynecology is awarded to Lauren Clarfield. The Dr. Frederick R. Papson Award for high academic standing in obstetrics and gynecology and demonstrated extracurricular accomplishments at the university is awarded to Melissa Tigert.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sharif El-Dafraoui. I'm the chair of the Department of Ophthalmology and Vision Sciences, and it's a pleasure for me to present the Ophthalmology Awards this year. The first award is the Sidney Aiken 2T9 Scholarship for Demonstrated Excellence in the Field of Ophthalmology. And this year, the award goes to Brian Wong. Brian, congratulations. Our next award is the Wilkinson Scholarship for Achievement in Ophthalmology with the intent to specialize in the field. And this year, the award goes to Lukman Mula. Lukman, congratulations. Our next award is the Dr. Mark Cohen Ophthalmology Award for pursuing residency in ophthalmology showing special promise to an outstanding clinician. And the award goes to Yusuf Ahmed. Yusuf, congratulations.
Hi, I'm Ian Witterick, Chair of the Department of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery. Congratulations to all of the graduates. I'm here to present the Hugh Barber Award in Otolaryngology. This is for demonstrated interest and excellence in otolaryngology during the elective period. Congratulations to Emily Chang. Way to go, Emily.
Hello, I'm Dr. Meredith Irwin, Chair of the Department of Pediatrics. It's my pleasure to present the winners of the Dr. Roy Simpson Scholarship in Pediatrics for special interest and achievement in pediatrics. This year's winners are Anna Chen, and Emily Cornelson.
My name is Benoit Malsant, and I'm the Labatt Family Chair in the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Toronto. Dr. Benjamin W. Appleton Prize in Psychiatry for special interest and achievement in psychiatry. Monisha Basu. Dr. Stan Kuchir Memorial Award for demonstrated special interest and achievement in the field of psychiatry. Rachel Graben. Dr. Jean Wasserman Volkman Prize in Child Psychiatry for excellence in the field of child psychiatry. Annie Yu.
I'm Dr. Deborah Stein, and I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist with the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Toronto. And Dr. Samuel Stein was my father, so I'm delighted to present the Dr. Samuel Stein Memorial Award for Demonstrated Excellence in Therapeutic Communications to Jasmine Chahal. So congratulations, Jasmine.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ian Johnson, and I have the privilege of having this Award for Excellence named after me. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Ralph Massey, who is a strong contributor to this award, and without his contribution, this award would not be possible. This award seeks to recognize the medical student who has focused their activities on suburban and rural health. When we think of inequity, we often think of downtown and some of the core issues that are there, which are very real. But there's a lot of issues that also occurred in suburban and rural areas, as you have noted when you looked at some of the immunization programs that went for COVID-19 this last year. I'm very pleased to announce that the winner for this year is Sheza Kayoum. Congratulations, Sheza.
Good day, my name is Dr. Robert Moreland, and I'm the Undergraduate Director of Medical Education, and I'm here to present 2 awards to the graduating class. The first award is the Dr. Lewis R. Harnick Memorial Award for High Academic Standing in 3rd and 4th year with a specific interest and aptitude in diagnostic radiology, and this award is awarded to Keshav Narang. Congratulations. And the second award is the Dr. Gagang Huja Memorial Award for Academic Excellence, Student Leadership, and an Interest in Radiology. And this award goes to Sabrina Rita Fitzgerald. Congratulations as well.
My name is Dr. James Rutka, R.S. McLaughlin Professor and Chair of the Department of Surgery and Temerty Medicine, and I am pleased to announce the following awards. Dr. I. Ritz Scholarship for high academic standing to an individual who is pursuing residency in urology, Tianga Lee. Chester William Ferrier, MD Scholarship for Outstanding Achievement in the Surgery Rotation in Clerkship, Sina Hadipur Lakmasari. Dr. Kenzie Takahashi Scholarship in Medicine and Surgery for High Standing in Medicine and Surgery in Clerkship, Emily Snook. Chappelle Prize in Surgery, Best Student in Surgery, Sarfraz Singh Gill. Dr. and Mrs. A.A. Track Scholarship for High Standing in Surgery, Happy Inibunu.
Hello everyone, my name is Rose Patton and I have the privilege of serving as Chancellor of the University of Toronto. I'm a great admirer of the Temerty Faculty of Medicine and I'm honored to join you in celebrating this wonderful milestone. My personal support of the faculty began many years ago in the aftermath of a very serious accident. I received such outstanding care from doctors and surgeons at two of our affiliated hospitals, who are also teachers and researchers in the faculty. Their excellence inspired me to establish an award in their honor. It supports the next generation of talented and caring physicians, in particular for demonstrating interest in orthopedic surgery and for pursuing a residency in the field. And so today, I'm delighted to present the Drs. Gross and Taylor Award to Jeffrey Shimich.
My name is Diana Ali D'Souza. It has been a privilege to have served the Faculty of Medicine for 38 years in many senior roles, in particular, service learning, community partnership, and student life. It is my distinct honor to present the Diana Ali Award to a student who has displayed a commitment to enhancing student life and community service in all 4 years of medical school. Today's award goes to Ingrid Blight Hansen. Congratulations, Ingrid.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Edwards. I'm the director of Fitzgerald Academy and a cardiologist at St. Michael's Hospital. Today, it is my pleasure to announce the recipient of the Herbert Alexander Bruce Medal, which is awarded to the student who held the highest standing in first-year anatomy and highest standing in surgery. This year's recipient is Justin Lim. Congratulations.
I'm Glendon Tate, Associate Professor in the Department of Psychiatry and Director of Student Assessment in the MD program. The Dr. John Bradley Memorial Award, awarded to a student with strong humanitarian and altruistic qualities, passionate commitment to generalist practice in rural areas or with underserviced populations, and commitment to peer mentorship and support throughout medical school, goes to Miranda McDermott.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gemini Tana. I'm one of the directors of the Peters Boyd Academy. It's my pleasure today to present the 0T1 Jacqueline Helen Perry Memorial Scholarship for humanitarianism and compassionate interactions with patients and their families, as well as demonstrated interest in rural medicine. The recipient of this scholarship is Taylor Jordan.
Good morning, everyone. It's my distinct pleasure to be here to present these two awards. My name is Ali Zahirieh. I'm a nephrologist at Sunnybrook, and I'm the Associate Peters Boyd Academy Director. The first award is for the Dr. Antonio Ocana Carmona Memorial Award for demonstrated interest in nutrition and a desire to incorporate nutrition for disease prevention into clinical practice. That award goes to Shauna Adams. The Exodus Scholarship is awarded to a student who has contributed and has been involved in all facets of medical student life over all 4 years. The award goes to Rachel Gratton.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alison Freeland, and I'm the Associate Dean at the Mississauga campus. First, a big congratulations to everybody here waiting for Convocation. I'm very pleased to be here to present the Kathleen Chambers Memorial Award, which is awarded to a female student who has made a major contribution to the faculty and the university. And this year's winner is Tina Banesh Marvasti. Congratulations, Tina.
Good morning and congratulations to the MEDS class of 2022. You've certainly experienced interesting times, and here you are. You've succeeded in spite of all the pivoting you had to do. I'm Dr. Anna Jarvis, a retired pediatric emergency specialist and a former Associate Dean of the Office of Student Affairs here at the Temerty School of Medicine. It is my great pleasure to present the Dr. Anna Jarvis Award for outstanding contributions to student life, promoting collegiality and teamwork among classmates. And this year, I'm happy to announce that the winner is Natalie Fong.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. James Owen. I'm the Year 2 Foundations Director at the MD program. The Class of 2006 Toronto Notes Award for Outstanding Curricular Dedication goes to Maria Leis.
My name is Anna McLeod, and I'm the course director for Intro to Medicine, which was your very first course in medical school back 4 years ago. I'm also now the Foundations Director for Year 1. I'm thrilled to present the William V. Hull Scholarship for good academic standing and honor to the medical school through an outstanding act or accomplishment to Yuri Chaban.
I am Dr. Patricia Houston, the Vice Dean of Medical Education at Temerty Medicine.
Hi, and I'm Dr. Jeffrey Gaulish, a graduate of NSci at U of T and orthopedic surgeon at the Sunnybrook Collins Center.
And we are here to present the Dr. Patricia Houston and Dr. Jeffrey Gaulish Award in Leadership for demonstrated commitment to leadership in the MD-MEng program.
And this year we have two winners of this award. The first is Ederm Andy Afenu. And the second, Brian Hyung.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
My name is Anna Banerjee, and I'm Associate Professor of Pediatrics and at the Delano School of Public Health. Diana Ali and myself created the Nathan Banerjee Kearney Memorial Award for Indigenous students, after my son Nathan, who was in Inuk. The award is for an Indigenous medical student who demonstrates excellence in working with Indigenous communities. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient, Rebecca Crawford.
Hi, my name is Dr. Anya Noram, and I'm the Black Health Theme Lead for the MD program. I am pleased and delighted to present this year's Mrs. L.W.H. Tong Centenarian Convocation Award, which is awarded for demonstrated leadership in the Black community, to Samir Boulay. Congratulations, Samir.
My name is Karen Sargent, and I'm the wife of Dr. Rob Sargent. Rob and I were married the year before he started medical school. So I had the privilege of seeing him through medical school, through residency, and then as a staff physician at St. Michael's Hospital. And throughout all of that, Rob had three passions: patient care, teaching, and working with the multidisciplinary team. So I am honored to present the Dr. Robert J. Sargent Award to a graduating student from the Fitzgerald Academy who has demonstrated excellence in patient care through collaborative work with the multidisciplinary team. And that award goes to Justin Lim. Congratulations, Justin.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. David Latter, and I am the Director of Admissions for the Temerty Faculty of Medicine. It is my pleasure to be able to announce to you the first set of winners of the Mary Cassidy Awards. This award is given to students in recognition of outstanding contribution to extracurricular activities in the Temerty Faculty of Medicine. The award winners are Gien Agtarap, Yusuf Ahmed, Krish Billy Moria, Melanie El Hafid, Christopher End, and Sabrina Fitzgerald. Congratulations to you all.
Hello, I'm Dr. Tony Pignatello, Associate Dean in the Office of Learner Affairs. I'm very happy to introduce the second set of Mary L. Cassidy Award recipients in recognition of outstanding contribution to extracurricular activities in the Temerty Faculty of Medicine. And the recipients are Nishila Mehta, Mary Shimi Peoni, Natalie Paolucci, Andrew Bryce Paxton, Hera Rahil, and Orly Silverberg. Congratulations to these recipients and all graduates.
Hello, I'm David McKnight, President of the Medical Alumni Association. It is my pleasure to present the awards to graduating medical students that are sponsored by the MAA. The Samuel J. Straight Award in Internal Medicine for high standing in internal medicine to Omar Muhammad Sheikh. The Dr. Irvin Kelly Gaulish 57 Memorial Award in Ophthalmology for demonstrated interest in the field of ophthalmology through clinical or research participation to Anubuv Garg. The Dr. Carl Whitus 3T6 Memorial Prize in Pediatrics for high standing and interest in pediatrics to Zachary Blattman. The Dr. Robert P. Orange Memorial Prize for leadership qualities and commitment to extracurricular activities in the faculty and the university to Kaylee Song. The Delbert S. Hoare 2T8 MAA Award for outstanding contribution to undergraduate medical education to Loren Clarfield. The Medical Alumni Association Scholarship for general high standing in the program to Keshav Narang, and Kathleen Sims. The Weber Niman MAA Prize in Neurology for special interest in neurology and neurological topics in research and clinical services to Liam McCoy. The Dr. Isaac Jack Markins 48 MAA Award for Academic Excellence to Nahama Lipton. The 57 Memorial Dr. Janice Huffman MAA Award in Radiology for Excellence in Radiology to Sabrina Rita Fitzgerald. The Harris Family MAA Award in Oncology for Excellence in and Intent to Specialize in Oncology to Nicholas Light. The Barbara M. Hardy Memorial MAA Award in General Surgery for excellence and intent to specialize in general surgery to Ju Hyun Kim. Dr. S. Nimu Ganguly and Family MAA Award in Diagnostic Medical Imaging for excellence in the field of diagnostic medical imaging through research or clinical electives to Indranil Balki. The Lum Family MAA Undergraduate Medical Student Award for demonstrated community leadership in philanthropy to Claudius Stoklosa. Congratulations to all these winners.
This is Mohammad Asadi-Lari and my wife, Professor Zahra Majd, parents of Mohammad Asadi-Lari and Zainab Asadi-Lari, who left us too soon in the horrific, heroic disaster of down and flight PS752 on January 8, 2020. We're so honored and thankful to School of Medicine, U of T, for this very prestigious award, which is going to be awarded today. This is the graduation ceremony of the cohort of Mohammed as well. The young physicians who will commemorate Mohammed in their lives, in their services to the people for the peace of the international, at international level, at national, and for their own people, to save the lives, to promote the health across the globe. Mohammad and Zainab Asadi-Lari Award, awarded to an MD PhD student who has demonstrated excellence in innovation and brought about positive changes, who is Tina Binesh Marasti. Congratulations, Tina.
Hi, my name is Stacy Bernstein. I am a pediatrician at the Hospital for Sick Children and the Clerkship Director at the University of Toronto. It gives me great pleasure today to present the following 2 awards. The Dr. Arthur V. Brown Endowment Fund for the highest standing during clerkship, and the Dr. Ellen Mickle Fellowship for the highest standing in 3rd year and academic excellence in 4th year. To Jeffrey Shemich. Congratulations.
Hello, I am Dean Trevor Young. On behalf of the Temerty Faculty of Medicine, it's my honor to present the Cody Medals. The Cody Silver Medal for 3rd highest standing in the medical program is presented to Joel George. The Cody Silver Medal for the 2nd highest standing in the medical profession is presented to Adam Minich. The Cody Gold Medal and Drs. Jagdish Kesadoo and Sarjit Kesadoo Gold Medal Prize for highest standing in the medical program is presented to Kristina Blagojevic.
The Class of '89 Medical Alumni Award is presented to faculty members for acting as role models for outstanding compassion and understanding, and for guidance to undergraduate medical students. The recipients were selected by Academy by the graduating class, Peters Boyd Academy, Dr. Eugenia Piliotis. Fitzgerald Academy, a tie, Dr. Monica Farkas, and Dr. Richard Wells. Whiteman Barris Academy, Dr. Natalie Clavel. Mississauga Academy of Medicine, Dr. Frank Papanicolau. The David Eberle Memorial Alumni Award was established by the Class of '92 to recognize a staff member for outstanding contribution to the undergraduate medical experience by being a role model, showing compassion, or displaying understanding and guidance to undergraduate medical students. This year, selected by the graduating class, the recipient is Dr. Tony Pignatiello. The Dr. E. Mary Hollington Teaching Award for Foundations is presented to faculty members for excellence in teaching during the Foundations curriculum of the MD program. The recipients were selected by Academy by the second-year class. Peters Boyd Academy, Dr. Yona Krakowski. Fitzgerald Academy, Dr. Elena Miller. Whiteman Barris Academy, Dr. Susanna Tallarico. Mississauga Academy, Dr. Mini Joshipura. The Dr. E. Mary Hollington Teaching Award Clerkship is presented to faculty members for excellence in teaching during the clerkship in the third and fourth medical years. The recipients are selected by Academy by the graduating class. Peters Boyd Academy, Dr. Stephen Chumak. Fitzgerald Academy, Dr. James Rassos. Whiteman Barris Academy, Dr. Mara Sobel. Mississauga Academy, Dr. Robert Goldberg. The Dean A.L. Chute Silver Shovel Award was established in 1954. It is presented to a faculty member in recognition of excellence in lecturing during the clinical years of the MD program. The award is presented to the lecturer selected by the graduating class to give the last lecture on the last day of classes in the MD program. This year, the recipient is Dr. Ariel Lefkowitz. Congratulations to all the MAA award winners.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Nicola Jones, and I'm the director of the Integrated Physician Scientist Training Program at the Temerty Faculty of Medicine. Today, I'm very proud to announce this year's graduates of our combined MD-PhD program, which is at least an 8-year journey. Elena Jamal, Nicholas Light, Tina Banesh Marvasti, Ben Uyang, Ayesh Senavaratne, Ho Yi Wan, Suraj Sar. And on this day, we celebrate milestones and accomplishments. And on behalf of the MD-PhD program, I would like to recognize those MD-PhD trainees that began their journey the same time as this year's graduating MD class and are currently in the PhD portion of their training. We recognize this significant accomplishment and acknowledge them as MPs for their achievement. Congratulations to each of you.
Now we have the privilege of introducing our 2022 valedictorian. It is with both happiness and sadness that this honor has been awarded by the class of 2022 to the late Mohammad Asadi-Lari. I first met Mo in his role as Vice President Global Health as part of the U of T Medical Society, where he very quickly established himself as a cornerstone member of our community at U of T. However, at the time, I did not fully appreciate how this was only the tip of the iceberg for the positive changes that Mo was already making in the world. From empowering others through the National STEM Fellowship, delivering TED Talks, working with UNESCO, the Red Cross, the Canadian Association for Physician Innovators and Entrepreneurs, and so much more, Mo truly was a change maker at the local and global levels. Beyond his many accomplishments, Mo was one of the kindest people I've ever met. He was the type of person you could end up talking to for hours and feel like only minutes have passed. He was unquestionably supportive and constantly went out of his way to help classmates and friends out. It is impossible to put into words how losing Mo in January of 2020 affected our class and the world. He had already accomplished so much and is a giant whose shoulders continue to elevate others to greater heights. He remains an inspiration to what we should all strive to be and will forever be a cornerstone member of the U of T MD class of 2022.
As valedictorian, there are 2 awards that Mo will be receiving. First is the Graduating Class Award, which is awarded to the valedictorian chosen by the graduating class. The monetary value of the Graduating Class Award will go to the recently established Mohammad and Zainab Asadi-Lari Center for Health Sciences. The second award that he will be receiving is the Escalapian Bowl. The Escalapian Bowl was purchased by the Escalapian Club on the occasion of its silver anniversary in 1934. The bowl is engraved with the names of all presidents of the club from 1934 until 2011. The bowl was presented to the Temerty Faculty of Medicine to be awarded annually to the valedictorian, whose name and year of graduation has now been engraved on the bowl. In lieu of a traditional valedictorian address, members of our community have developed a powerful video tribute, and we would like to say a big thank you to everyone who made this video possible. I'm sure many of you have your own unique memory of Mo, giving you a salient piece of wisdom that you will carry with you to this day and beyond. And it is with that we would like to introduce our 2022 valedictorian and honor our classmate and our friend, Mohammad Asadi-Lari.
And soon I joined this organization called the Greater Vancouver High School Science Association. Very, very geeky name, but again, I am proud. And as part of that organization, I suggested, hey guys, we're doing some great work in Vancouver. How about we expand across Canada? And they said, okay, you do it. I was a couple of months into this country and I was like, I have never stepped my foot outside BC. I don't know anyone in Ontario or anywhere else for that matter. So that's where Google came in. Started looking for people, then started looking for LinkedIn profiles and connecting, and I connected with a lot of people because I had to. I had no choice if I wanted to achieve what I wanted to achieve. And one of the people that I came across was a high school teacher in Toronto. And we had a generational gap, probably 30-year age difference. And that didn't hold us back. When we were sharing ideas of what we thought science education should look like, what it should be about, the importance of inquiry into science versus science instruction, and I don't want to go into that because, hey, that's not the subject of the talk. We realized that, hey, we really agree on these things. And that is what led us to start this organization called STEM Fellowship. Fast forward 3.5 years, that organization is present in almost every province, on 17 campuses, over 100 high schools, and more than 300 volunteers involved. What started with a guy who came here and a teacher in Toronto, I had no idea what a club was in 2013, and it grew. It grew because sharing your passions helps you find other people's. I thought I had to start big, but I realized that I have to start small to achieve the big. I'm currently in the first year of my MD PhD program at the University of Toronto, and this kind of trickles down into the work I'm doing, because for my career, I'm hoping to really link elements of innovation, continued learning with my practice as a clinician. That's what we're hoping that everyone within STEM fellowship and ultimately the education system hopefully will feel, and that sense of fulfillment within their area of work.
Right. That's quite the goal there.
Aspirational.
We just want to change the world. Just no small. So you may be asking, okay, you shared these stories, you shared your own story. What do we take away from this? I wanted to make a point by sharing stories of immigrants and natives, people from coast to coast to coast, quite literally, and from different disciplines. Because it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter where you live. You have your communities. It may even be online communities. And there will be issues that you're passionate about, and you need to take action on those issues. And you may think that, hey, this is a global crisis. There's a global poverty crisis, climate change. These issues are big. They're global. They're interconnected. But what can I do? That's where the whole idea about starting locally comes in. Yes, issues are interconnected. But yes, you can start tackling them by starting in your own communities. And that's where this whole idea of thinking global but acting local comes in.
It's no hyperbole to say that Mohammad was the best of us. In the professional realm, he combined a passion for impact with an ambitious sense of scale, the ability to identify the unique skills of everybody around him and to bring those out. And on a personal note, he was always so kind, caring, and compassionate. Despite being perhaps the busiest person I've met in my entire life, he was always able to find a moment for you, and he always made you feel like you were the most important person in the entire world when you interacted. I think it's a testament to his unique passion and force of character that he had such an impact on so many of us in so brief a time. I think there's no better way for us to honor his legacy than to strive to embody those same traits in the good we do and in the way we carry ourselves in the world.
I read somewhere that grief is love that has nowhere to go, hence remains condensed in our hearts. But 2 years have passed since you left us, Mohammed, and while the gap in space left by your departure remains as wide as ever, I'm here today to congratulate you on being a valedictorian. Honestly, I can't think of anyone more deserving. From thinking globally and acting locally, to your interest in advocacy and possibly ophthalmology, you showed us how having genuine love for one another and also having genuine love for all we do can be a driving force for equality. So Mohammed, till our finite time morphs into one which is eternal and places us in a realm where souls can connect, we hope you continue to rest.
Hello, I'm David McKnight, President of the Medical Alumni Association of the University of Toronto, the MAA. The MAA has been operating since 1890. Through donations from generous graduates and other donors, it carries out a program of support for medical students through awards, bursaries, grants, and interest-free loans. Many of the graduates of the class of 2022 have benefited from this program, and you have heard many awards announced today. All graduates of the MD program at the U of T are members of the MAA. It is a great pleasure to welcome the class of 2022 as the newest members. Congratulations and welcome. The MAA has a tradition of asking a member of the 50-year anniversary class to address the graduating class. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Val Rachlis, class of 72. Dr. Rachlis has had and continues to have an outstanding career in family medicine.
Hello, my name is Val Rachlis, and it is my great honor to bring you greetings from the class of 1972. To the class of 2022, 50 years must seem an eternity. But to the class of 1972, it is a blink of an eye. When I think back to those who graduated 50 years before me in 1922, I realize that for many of them, graduation had been delayed because they had gone off to fight on the battlefields of the Great War in Europe, some never to return. They had been in medical school during much of the pandemic that was then causing devastation across the globe, something that your class has in common with them. They had gone on to practice during the Great Depression, the rise of Nazism, fascism, and communism, ending with World War II, and then had continued their careers during the many years of the Cold War. Much of their professional lives were spent looking after patients, but with rudimentary diagnostic testing and only a few effective medications. After all, the first antibiotics would arrive 2 decades into their careers. It is so difficult to even estimate the profound effects that all these events had on their personal and professional lives and on the lives of their patients. It seems so appropriate that these physicians from the class of 1922 were part of what is called the greatest generation. Our generation graduated shortly after the end of the Vietnam War, and what appeared at the time to be the natural and inevitable rebirth of democracies and redefined humanism across the world. The Berlin Wall would come down, women's rights, minority rights, and an understanding of the complex nature of sexuality would come to take their rightful place in many societies. Looking back, however, we certainly never discussed social barriers to success for visible minorities, the issues of those who were not straight, unconscious bias, and indeed the entire issue of residential schools and their profound consequences for our Indigenous population was never mentioned by politicians or the media. All of these crucial components of our education would come many years after our graduation. Climate change and its consequences for the planet we all inhabit was not even a concept at the time of our graduation. But on the medical front, new antibiotics, new medications for every possible health condition, and new diagnostic measures including ultrasound, CAT scans, PET scans, MRI would come to be. We would see the beginnings of our conquest of many cancers and new ways to treat heart disease. Many new and important vaccines would be made available to our patients. However, the first glimmer that the trajectory toward progress was not to be a straight line came when early on in our careers, a group of legionnaires attending a conference in Philadelphia suddenly developed pneumonia from a deadly new infectious agent. That would be followed with HIV/AIDS, multi-drug resistant microbes, SARS, new strains of influenza, and of course, most recently, COVID. The rise of unimagined strides in information technology would begin when we all bought our first fax machines. But even for your generation, it will be difficult to keep up with the new mechanisms of communication that will be a central part of your careers. Family medicine, which appeared to be on its deathbed as we began our careers, has retaken its rightful place as the foundational component for quality healthcare. And now, with the onset of multidisciplinary teams, alternative payment plans, and fundamental positive changes to the relationship between family physicians, specialists, and hospitals, the future looks so bright for this specialty. Yet, for your generation, whether you choose family medicine or another specialty, all of you stand at the gates of the ultimate paradox in healthcare. Never before has so much information technology been made available to you, and so many ways of interacting with your patients. And yet, never before has there been such a need for face-to-face contact with your patients, to be able to give bad news as well as good, to be there to share the happy events as well as the sad ones, to communicate knowledge, to be a good listener, to hold a hand, and sometimes to just wipe a tear from a cheek. In 2072, one of you will have the honor of addressing that graduating class. What will you tell them about the next 50 years? They will be so curious to learn that there was a time when cancers were treated with surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. They will be amazed that so many lost their lives to this group of diseases. You will tell them about the time when Alzheimer's and other dementias were simply observed as individuals entered the abyss of mental deterioration. They will find it hard to believe that coronary heart disease was treated with various forms of invasive surgery, or that individuals with chronic kidney disease would need to spend many hours per week connected to dialysis machines. But just as our trajectory has not been a straight line, you can well predict there will be events that will negatively impact those wonderful strides in medical care, and that these will require of you the same level of ingenuity, intelligence, and flexibility that you have witnessed in the last 2 years. I wish you all Godspeed, happiness, and fulfillment as you enter into the next phase of what will surely be 50 years of amazing and profound advancements in healthcare. Congratulations to all of you. To the class of 2022, 50 years must seem an eternity. But to the class of 1972, it is a blink of an eye.
Honored members of the graduating class of 2022, it's certainly an honor to be able to address you today on behalf of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario and to welcome the graduates of the Temerty Faculty of Medicine to the profession. For those of you who are staying to complete your training here in Ontario, I want to welcome you to the CPSO itself. As you are aware, the CPSO is the regulatory body that grants licenses to qualified professionals to practice medicine in the province. But we also provide meaningful guidance and support to our members to ensure the highest standards of medical practice. It is through these standards and policies that we serve the public interest so that you may enact our vision, trusted doctors providing great care. Of course, the practice of medicine is more than just standards. It's a space for empathy, for lifelong learning, for fulfilling relationships and rewarding challenges. As you care for your patients, don't lose sight of the importance of your own health and wellness. You'll be a better physician to your patients if you allow yourself balance and self-compassion. Indeed, you're all entering the practice of medicine at an extraordinary time in our history. The COVID-19 pandemic has demanded the very best from physicians, which means it will demand the very best from you. Despite the difficulties facing the profession, I'm certain you will find a future in medicine that is deeply rewarding. The CPSO is committed to supporting Ontario physicians in their practice both during this pandemic and after. Beyond the support of the CPSO, it's critical for you to seek support from your own networks. No one in this profession achieves true success without the support of their colleagues, their friends, and their families. So I encourage you to maintain and strengthen those relationships however you can. You're going to need them. I'd like to leave you with a short quote from Deepak Chopra. He stated, "If you restore balance in your own self, you'll be contributing immensely to the healing of the world." I have no doubt that you will contribute to your chosen communities in many profound ways, while also taking care of yourselves and each other. I'm honored today to welcome you to the profession. Good luck and thank you.
On behalf of the Temerty Faculty of Medicine, I dismiss the MD class of 2022 for the final time.